All right. So, where were you when you decided that you wanted to be wildly successful? Were you maybe somewhere where you were being inspired somewhat by someone, were doing that deep kind of work on yourself and personal development? Or were you maybe in a place of great pain, just fed up and done? You'd reached a turning point. Where were you? Who were you with? What were you doing? And just please just drop that in the comments for me because I want to know, where were you? And if nothing pops in your mind right away, then tell us where you are right now, because that time is now. Your success is inevitable when you have the keys to unlock the money in your mind and in your practice. And I'm going to ask you to jump into your future now and tell us what you'll do differently when you're at those steady 10K plus months in your business. Is it's definitely not just about the money, is it? It's about that safety and the security and the, feeling really supported by your business. But it's also about the fulfillment that you have when you're living your purpose, when you're actually doing the work you set out to do in the first place. And so, what will you do differently when you are creating that kind of income and the impact that you set out to make? What won't you do then? And what will you do now that you have it? What's it? You can go ahead and just drop that in the comments for me. Let me know a bit about who you are. I'm Melanie McCool. I am the Entrepreneur's Hypnotherapist, and I want to thank you for being here, for being the kind of person who does what it takes to grow. And over the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to share something of use and delight to you. So I want you to just relax. You may want to get yourself a cup of tea, and you're going to take this inner journey of discovery with me. I'm going to invite you to take some deep, slow breaths and just really relax. Imagine that you're learning from a friend, a colleague, someone who is really invested in your success. And have that kind of deep groundedness in your body. Because when we're talking about money and, business, sometimes these things, they can well up a whole lot of anxiety. And that's not real great for learning, is it? No. So as you're going to discover some things here too that can help you to really help you to create those consistent, steady 5-figure plus months in your business, then take a few breaths, get yourself prepared. And I know that, at this point, it's typical that I would stop and show you a slide of me and my beautiful family. But I hope it's okay with you that I don't do that because I'm going to kind of go off the normal script because I hope that you do know a bit about me. And this class today is really about you. It's about your success and fulfillment in business. And if you do choose to link arms with the MindWorks team, right, then I'm sure that you'll learn a whole lot more about why we do what we do. We are passionate. We're passionate about making hypnosis more understood and accessible to the general public, and helping hypnotists and coaches to be properly compensated for the profound change work that we do. And so today I am speaking to those of you who are fairly new and those of you who have been at this for some time but really aren't where you want to be in business. And when we wrap up, I will be inviting those of you who recognize the gap between where you are and where you want to be and would like the help of the MindWorks team, right? With those tasks that are going to be set up for you, with you, to help you to get to those fulfilling 10K plus months. All right. So as we get started, please understand, I am speaking from experience, not theory. I have been in business since 2000, and what I'm about to share with you is exactly how I was able to get certified and then build a multiple six-figure practice out the gate. And that was a practice that is both online and off. My job today is to help you to identify the areas that you need to invest your time and energy into so that you can find that kind of consistent income in your business. So I'm going to do a few things today. First, I'm going to tell you who this is for because, well, you don't have time to waste, do you? No. You deserve the most efficient and effective training from a mentor that's actually been where you want to go. Am I right? Second, I'm going to tell you what six-figure hypnotists and coaches do differently than those who will never see 10 grand in a month. And I'm going to help you to identify the things that are likely between you and that kind of income and fulfillment. And before I wrap up, you're going to know the solution. And I'm going to tell you how you can, push the easy button on all of that. All right? So if that sounds good to you, then let's roll right into this. And I would start by saying that if you're making all the money you want and need, awesome. Yes, I'm so happy for you. You can hop off now. I do invite you to book a call so we can talk about what the next iteration of your business could look like, right? It's one of my favorite conversations is that expansive conversation. Is really your potential expands as you move towards it. And as your potential expands, your mind expands. And just like as you finish up today, you'll never ever be able to go back to feeling like you don't know what it takes. You're going to get real clarity here today. Now, who I am speaking to, I'm speaking to those of you who have probably been trying all the free stuff, right? And you may be confused as heck. And that's an understatement about what it would take to build a six-figure practice, let alone a multiple six-figure practice. And I am talking to all of you who are probably looking at all the tech options. What? Help? Website, calendar, take payment. How do I email people? How do I deliver a session on Zoom? How do I get my recordings delivered? Where do I build a course out? All of this stuff. Am I right? What a crazy load of options there are. Are you seeing that kind of thing out there? If it's not you asking the questions, I see these questions in the groups every single day. And here's what I know, is that those of you who have been at this for a while, you may have settled for what helped you to get by. You just basically stacked one thing on top of another. And, it's gotten you where you are. So it's like, okay, I'm going to stick with this expensive tech mishmash. And I want you to tell me, drop in the comments, what softwares are you running that have been put together with, some duct tape and crazy glue that are running your practice? And you're not maybe even sure how it worked or if it's working. But what I do know is that those of you who have at least done that, well, you're probably having occasional 10 grand plus months, which is a thrilling experience. But you may not have clarity on, well, what actually produces those months and have no idea what it would take to scale. And when I say scale, I mean really scaling operationally. And the word scale, it gets tossed around a lot. There's a whole lot of marketers are out there trying to sell you things that you're not ready for. If you are not at 10,000 plus consistently or more, you're not ready to scale. So if you see those ads and you're not there, please just scroll on by because they're trying to sell you strategy, a one whiz bang strategy or a magic bullet, an expensive magic bullet, right? That you're probably not ready for. I'm here to help you to get the foundations for consistent, steady 5-figure months. And then we can think about scaling. All right? So what I know, unfortunately, is that easily 90% of more who are certified aren't making six figures. And that's why we're here. That's why I'm doing this. I am passionate about having more success in our industry, because that means, well, that we are reaching the people who desperately need us now more than ever, right? And I tell you what, you're not knowing where or how to get consistent clients. It's not your fault. I've got at least 9 certifications now. And if I think about the other kind of business kind of certifications I had, like when I was certified as a DISC, certified behavior and motivators analyst and stuff, those didn't either. None gave me sales and marketing. None of them told me how to go out there and get clients, right? You certainly weren't taught how to grow a multiple six-figure practice by the company that certified you. And I am here to do that with the easy button.
That was easy.
Seriously? I'm going to show you what it actually takes. What six-figure hypnotists and coaches do that those who will never see 10 grand in a month, they'll never do. And it really has to do with this success formula that I've come up with. And you're going to stick with me here, because we're going to talk about the PD plus PD plus MC squared that it takes for you to fly. And when I say fly, I mean fly like a bullet train. Right now, you're probably like a steam-powered engine, right? You had that passion that you started, the fire in your belly that you started your business in, and that's welling up with all this steam. And then you got your certifications. Now you're ready. And then you take another class and you're ready. And then you paid for business coaching. Oh, I'm ready to get ready. And it's like you're gonna explode, but you're still pulling the train with some rope. there's this, pieced together rope thing that's that's actually, taking your train. We're gonna put the tracks on, all right? The actual tracks. And please don't think I'm talking cookie cutter here. I have a phrase I teach my clients, and it's your prosperity lies in your authenticity. But you can be authentic and you can follow proven business strategy. It's kind of a no-brainer. So I'm going to help you to lay down the tracks. The tracks for the first PD, which is professional development, and deep, subconscious personal development with a mentor and a community of supportive people. And you might think, because I'm a hypnotist, that we'd start with the deep subconscious personal development, the talk about what your self-sabotaging patterns are. And we will. We're going to look at those, because I'm going to be talking about some things up front here that may already start to get you the kind of feelings in your body that let you know, oh, this is an area that is beyond a shadow of a doubt keeping me from being successful. So as I talk about the professional development pieces first, I want you to just start to tune in to how you feel when I'm talking about certain subjects, okay? Because those feelings are exactly why you may be dragging your feet. And if we don't get this stuff out of the way, then you could be dragging your feet. Same thing next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. They say you're not very likely to stay in it if you don't get past those 5 years. And I'd love to see you to double your income this year or more. So the average income for a hypnotist is about 60 grand a year if they're full-time in practice. I want to see you double that and more. So listen in to your body and how you're feeling about the subjects I'm talking about, okay? Because those are the areas that you're going to recognize as the areas you need to invest the time and energy into so that you can get to that kind of consistent income. And after having thousands of interactions with coaches and hypnotists who have no idea how to generate clients, I hear the same things. They don't want to continue to bug their friends and family about it. Does that sound like you? Like, it's funny. I built a 10,000 plus team of in a network marketing company. And I built that international team with the phrase, build your network marketing company without bugging your friends and family. It just never seemed like a strategy for me for going big. And I like to go big, go big or go home. And so we're not talking about that kind of strategy. And we're certainly not talking about you continuing to do your work for free. Because I'm willing to bet that when you were in your certification or course that you were told that, you're really good at this. And then the clients that you've seen, you may already have testimonials. Heck, you were probably doing this work before you were certified. And you got certified so that you could be taken seriously. Am I right? What we know is that the kind of OG coaches, they never got certified, right? They were just doing the thing. So now we get certified, and we can recognize that most people have no clue how to grow a business. And it's frustrating. You may not even want to grow a business. You probably just want to serve your clients. Am I right? So take a deep breath. Let that go. And recognize that I want to give you the easiest path. Because you may realize that now you've got to sell yourself and your services, and you got to get good at it. And then you look around for who you should be hiring. And oh my goodness, there's so many options. Am I right? And all of these options, they're sold as this like the magic bullet, the expensive magic bullet, right? And don't get me wrong. There's high-end coaching out there, and it's got its place. But when it comes to your being successful, if right now you feel like it takes money to make money, and you feel like there's a wall between you and your success because you don't have the 20 grand to invest in this or that or whatever the heck it is that they're convincing you need to scale, but you're not at 10K plus consistent anyway, I want you to just let that go right here and right now. Whatever it is that you think, well, if only I had that, then I'll be successful. And that's like, the shiny objects that are out there. I'm going to tell you what you really need. I'm going to give you the no bones about it, the things that you must have to be successful. But you don't need those shiny objects. And so if you do feel like that's been holding you back, I want you to just breathe that out, let that go, because that's not what's between you and working with your dream clients. But it can be so confusing. So knowing it can be so confusing, I'd like to demystify this for you, shall we? And if you walk away with only one thing today, I want you to just take this, and if you feel like you can do it on your own, awesome, right? This is the fast track to 5-figure cash months. You ready? Number 1, have a consistent offer. 2, have a message so that your clients have no doubt in the world that you are the one that can help to solve their problem. 3, have a way for them to book calls. Get lots of calls booked. Have lots of conversations with a sales script that is heart-centered, so you can help those people to say yes to what is good for them, right? And perhaps say you can, qualify those, disqualify those who your work is not for. Awesome. You got to be able to take payment easily on the phone. You got to fulfill the order. That's funny. Got to actually do the work. That's all you wanted to do, isn't it? Do the work with your client. So fulfill the offer. And then collect testimonials, rinse, and repeat. That's it. And if you feel like you can do that confidently on your own, brilliant. If not, let's break it down a little further, because you're likely not a sales and marketing expert. And, this kind of thing, we can make it really simple, and we're going to get the steel on this track right now. And I do think of it as a track, right? You're that train. You've got all the passion and that beautiful energy, the creative energy that's in you. And then you have the track. This is the strategy. This is the masculine energy that will help you to actually get where you're going. So just accept this is necessary. And if you're feeling that stuff in your body, when I say sales, then we know that we're in the right zone. So if you know who your ideal client is and the problem that you serve, brilliant. And when somebody sees your messaging, are they sure? Are they certain that you're the one that can solve their problem? Do you actually have consistent messaging? Do you have a channel that you say, you know what, I aced this social media marketing channel. This is where I hang my shingle, right? You market to those people on. If not, then just, make notes. And if you've got your marketing messaging dialed in and you've got a social media channel that you're marketing on, are you getting consistent calls booked? Awesome. And there are other marketing channels. Like we know, we can network offline, online. There's lots of different channels, right? Not just social media. But whatever it is, are you getting those consistent calls booked? If not, well, we start right there, right? And then once you get these calls booked, okay, how about sales calls? How do those feel? Are you able to, convert up to 80% of the people who book a call if they're your ideal client? Are you able to actually have them sign on as a client? If not, then it would probably make sense to be mentored by someone who has made more than 10,000 sales calls in a lifetime, right? And has an understanding and can teach you there's an art to heart-centered sales calls and enrollment. But here's the thing, if you are, you have the marketing pretty dialed in, the sales calls are being booked, and you're having great conversations, enrolling people, all of that can be going great. But there still might be a glass ceiling in your mind, because if you feel anxiety about money, that can be a real source of, that upper limit for your income, your financial thermostat level, right? And it's really no wonder that you're not signing on the number of clients that you want that would support your dream lifestyle if you do have issues and anxiety around money. But we can do something about that together too, okay? But so you got the marketing and then the sales script. If not those things, you might realize already that you got stuff to work on. Super important stuff. It would be like just, taking some hopium to think that you're going to get to multiple six figures if those things aren't dialed in. There is no magic dust. Somebody will try to sell you magic dust. I won't do that. I'm going to give you the real deal, right, my friend? All right, so by now you probably are wondering what's going to bridge the gap in your knowledge about sales and marketing, and we'll get to that. But right now, I'm going to give you the third key to consistent 10K months without overwhelm. And so if you're anything like me, then you're probably great at responding to the people who do lean in and say, hey, I could use your help. And you might even enjoy those conversations. We can call them sales calls that we have with potential clients. And I know that you probably just, when you're done with a session, you just go, oh, I'm so grateful for my life It feels so good to do this impactful work that we do. It's so profoundly satisfying, right? Probably all of that's true about you. If that's true, just drop me a yes. Let me know that's you. I'll tell you that for more than 20 years, I have relied on automation, on what I think about as my robots to work for me, even while I sleep, right? And they work for me. They do exactly what I do if I were working 20 hours a week, or day rather, to do it. How's that for, working less and making more? I'll tell you what, I would never ever run a business without the high-tech tools, the software that saved me all this time that I get to spend with the people that I love, doing things that I love. One of my sayings is the happier you are, the more money you make, and the more fun I have, the more money I make. I don't have time for all of that busy work that my robots, my AI-powered automations could be doing for you too. So what I know is that you didn't start your business to be a slave to your business, right? You started it so it would serve your lifestyle. So how's that going? If you think about making more money in your practice right now, do you get a bit anxious because you think, I just don't have any more time? Well, I'm going to tell you how you can create time with just a few clicks of a mouse button, right? And I got to tell you, just because I tell you this isn't theory, right? It's experience. I've been building an email list of people who are interested in what I had to offer since 2006. And I have signed on clients who have been on my list for more than 7 years. That's the one I've tracked the most recently. Been on my list, been listening to what I have to say for more than 7 years. Do you have the time and power and energy to follow up with people for 7 years to collect, to have them come on as a client? No. How did that happen? My robots did it for me. Automation. Do you even have an email list? If not, man, I've been teaching people how to do that since like 2009. That was my first course, was List Building Exposed. I taught people how to build a website and have a form that captured their information and send them a newsletter and use video to really get them to know them. Pretty good stuff, right? I tell you what, it might sound like, whoa, it's a bit overwhelming. You feel overwhelmed when you think about technology. Clue. There's a clue. So I'll ask you, do you get anxious when you think about tech? If you do, if it makes you want to spin your head around, that's okay. We can make it easy for you. But I tell you what, technology really is one of the secrets to multiple six-figure practice without burnout. Because, well, it does work for you while you sleep. And if you considered that you could have working for you 24/7 AI-powered automations that tirelessly convert your looky-loos to clients, no matter how long it takes. And I'll tell you what, the robots, they never give up. They have no fear of rejection, and they have incredible sales skills. Yeah, it's kind of cool. If I had to rely on my own follow-up, there's no way in the world we'd be where we are today. Well, MindWorks has a done-for-you service, and your business in a box that we can help you with. It has a fully unified software stack. It's got an SEO'd website, your lead capture forms, funnels. There's a CRM, so you can manage your contacts forever. Email, newsletter delivery. There's calendar, payment pages, even text follow-up for you. And with all of the highest converting, scripts to run, the copy's in there. And if you think about, or if you dream about, an easy course platform or a membership all integrated seamlessly, I'll tell you, It's in there. You can have that. And when I say done for you, I mean done for you. We've had templates built actually specifically for hypnotists. And yes, we have those set up for coaching as well. These have the AI-powered software stack all ready to go for you with the highest converting automations. And all of that, you might be like, oh, that's great. I wouldn't know how to use it. Guess what? It's pretty much plug and play. But you do have unlimited support from our tech team. So you get unlimited onboardings via Zoom. You work with somebody to get it all set up. And then, you know what? Past that, you don't really have to keep the thing running. That's the point of a robot, right? You just have to use your links properly, right? But I tell you what, your business in a box, it will truly liberate you from hours and hours of work, especially on the setup. You're not doing that stuff. I know so many people who've been tech stalled for years. That's absurd. Done for you. Following up for you so you can focus on what you love, which is serving your clients, right? All right. So you heard it. We've been talking about the professional development side of things, right? That the kind of sales and marketing and technology that you need. So now we're going to get to the second PD, personal development. And it's really not just any kind. It's the kind of personal development that you would expect with a certified master trainer of hypnosis, right? So we're going to work with a process or get a taste of one of the processes that I run with clients. We run this before we get to work because I've got to understand the key areas that we're going to dismantle, the areas of self-sabotage, right, that are in between them and the success they seek. As we're, creating that rapid progress, that train's got to be able to just run on the track, and we can't have, some saboteurs along the track, right? Got some bandits going, oh, no, you can't do that. That's a great big fear, or here's a values conflict in the way, right? Can't have that. Get rid of all the saboteurs so that you could just fly, right? So we're going to do a practice right now. And I know that some of you may have done this practice with me in another life, and that's fine. Do it again because things change. And we're going to touch on areas here that we haven't really considered before. And unless you really do something about these unconscious saboteurs, then, you're very likely to just keep living the same year over and over again in this kind of loop of mediocrity, never truly reaching that wild success that you decided on. So let's get started, shall we? This time, I want you to take a really deep breath. Deep so that your ribs stretch. Big all the way down into your diaphragm. And let that go slowly. And here's the thing. You can do this eyes open or closed. If your eyes are open, just stare at one thing that's perhaps peaceful, a plant, or just something that makes you feel good. And just take a few slow, deep breaths in, letting it go slowly. And as you do that, you can be aware that you're dropping down into the deepest feeling part of you. And in this exercise, we're going to hear from the deepest feeling part of you. Just breathe in slowly. Let it go slowly. And as you do, you can be aware we're going to get some answers that come from your gut, not from what you should consciously know. And if you've got a piece of paper beside you, that's great. If you just want to pay attention, you might find some deeply hidden, sabotaging, limiting beliefs. They might show up with a feeling or some words. And I just want you to consider the first thing that comes to your mind as I say these words, and I'm going to go through this slowly as we begin with money. Money is. And just think about or write down the first thing that comes to your gut. Just taking a deep breath in and dropping down even deeper into the deepest feeling part of you. Rich people are. If I have a lot of money, then what? The reason I don't have a lot of money is. The problem with being rich is. If I become really wealthy, I'm afraid I'll have to sacrifice that. If I make a lot of money, people will think. If I charge a lot for my services, people will think I am. Sales. Salespeople. Marketing. When I think about marketing, I feel the problem with selling myself and my services is technology. The problem with technology is that's right. And you can take a look at your childhood and your family, the origin of many of these stories. What were your beliefs and thoughts about money, wealth, success, entrepreneurs, business people, wealthy people that you grew up with? My mom said or thought money was. My dad said or thought money was. All right, so which of the above that we've just mentioned feels the worst, felt the worst? Just breathe and let that go. Just open your eyes, coming back to this understanding that these negative beliefs, they can be hiding under the surface, and regardless of the amount of personal development that you've done, even and professional development for sure. So regardless of the certifications, the licenses, and all of the, conscious kind of mindset work that you've done, all that you've invested into yourself, these self-sabotaging, limiting beliefs about what's possible are what's between you and your multiple six-figure practice. It's like you have one foot on the gas, right? With all of the conscious work that you've been doing. to earn more. But the other is on the brakes because of that sneaky, self-sabotaging programming. All right. So now that you have an awareness, or at least an inkling that there is definitely more to explore here, it is your responsibility to debug the system. It's not your fault that those programs that were self-sabotaging were laid down by your family of origin, by society, by everything that's even in the media today, right? It's not your fault that those programs were laid down, but it is your responsibility to debug the system. If you choose to follow a path where you're going to serve people, to change lives, to make that impact, well, then you got to debug the system. Otherwise, you're going to end up, working your bones, working yourself to burnout and working yourself to death. But when you do debug the system, which I can help you with, you're going to find that it's far easier to increase your income in ways that you couldn't even imagine is possible right now, right? And I'm going to give you the solution. It's stop. I don't want you to get too excited about your future, right? Because anything less than not following my advice isn't wealth, freedom, and success, though, isn't it? Right? You could just continue on your own way. You could go back to scrolling through the feed, as they call it, doom scrolling. Or you could, feel horrible because others seem to have it so easy. I'm here to tell you that most of the people that you think have it are not even, six-figure, let alone multiple six-figure coaches and hypnotists. Or you could remain in confusion about what next whiz-bang strategy tactic is going to, extract the money from your wallet without actually giving you what you want. Or you could allow yourself the easy button and book that call with me.
That was easy.
When you book a call with me, that's a gift because I'm going to give you at least 3 ways to increase your profit in your business, or I'm going to give you a $25 gift. All right? So book the call. You're going to find out not only how you can lay the tracks really, but how you can get on the bullet train, right? The bullet train of success. It's a bullet train for your professional development and your subconscious personal development with expert mentorship and a beautifully supportive community. It makes a world of difference in a mastermind, right? So that we can supercharge your intentions. All right, so with that, we've gone a little over time, but I want to thank you. I want to thank you for attending today's Unlock the Money in Your Mind and investing your time to learn how you can rapidly grow your practice with dream clients and those steady 5-figure months, right, in your practice. And now you do know, you have the keys to learn how you can earn more money with less work. And it's probably not what you thought it was, am I right? And so as I'm just wrapping this up right now, I'm going to just ask you to just book your call, knowing that you are going to follow the instructions. That's right. The instructions are right here below this video. You can follow the instructions so you can book the call and do that. So that way I can provide those tailored recommendations for you that are going to help you to actually break through the glass ceiling in your mind. And as you do, follow the instructions below. Then we're going to work on how you can actually reach not just those consistent 10K plus months, but faster than you thought possible. My goal is to help you to get to 6 figures this year so that you can have the foundations to scale your business to multiple 6 figures. So follow the instructions below to book your call right now. I am Melanie McCool, and I look forward to helping you unlock the money in your mind and get those consistent 10K plus months in your practice. All right. If you've learned something of use and delight for you today, drop it in the comments. Bye-bye.